Diana Decision here with Ross Houston this afternoon. How you doing?
How you doing, man? I'm all good. How are you? Nice long journey up for you.
I love it. It's nice up there though. I like it.
That's a bit of the scenery for you. A bit of a change from Glasgow, was it?
Glasgow, yeah.
Nice, yeah, a bit different.
Nice little bus up. Yes, obviously you've got a massive title fight coming up. It's obviously massive because you won your last fight against Stefano, Paterno.
Yep.
Could you just talk us through just how that fight was from your perspective and just how it felt sort of afterwards?
The Paterno fight. Yeah, man. It's it felt pretty sore afterwards. That's probably the main thing. Like there's one part of it that stands out. Everyone who ever talks about my last fight goes on about that punch that I took, you know. So that was the main bit. But I think I've said to people it's kind of like that was my biggest win of my career, but it was almost like one of the worst performances in my professional career, and that's like the God's honest truth. I felt I didn't perform very good in that fight. I'm sure I showed a lot of heart, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, how did you take that shot?" But yeah, I don't want to be doing that for too long. You know, if you have too many fights like that, it's not good for the old health. So I had a few niggles, as all fighters do, on the lead up to the fight. One really bad one on my lower back and my knee. No, my knee was bad, but my lower back was niggling as well from sparring. It was about 3 weeks out, so I had that in the back of my mind. You know, I tried to put it away before I stepped in, but I had to just get in there and get the business done. You know, it's a tough fight. I knew it was going to be game. You know, taking out some good guys, but I've said it in a lot of interviews before that on game day when I'm in that cage and the lights are on, the cameras are on, man, I feel unbeatable. So that's going to be the same throughout my career.
When you said you sort of had the back injury, obviously it was your first sort of professional title that you're going for, and when you sort of getting the pain, you're thinking, oh God, this could really damage my sort of one shot at making a step. Like,
you know what? It's like in the fight, I didn't feel it. It sounds bad. In the fight, it didn't really affect me. Like I didn't really feel the need. It was almost like the 2 or 3 weeks lead up to the fight when I wasn't like doing them last couple of weeks preparation, fine tuning that I would have liked to do. And that can sometimes, you know, so that was almost more of a mental test than anything that happened in the fight, because we were really close to pulling out. If it wasn't a title fight, I probably would have pulled out. Like I said, that's the God's honest truth. When I was in there, my body felt good just because of the adrenaline, you know, but I just didn't perform as well as I could have, you know, and, you know, obviously I would like to have kind of put him away, put a better performance on, but I'm taking a positive, so I was not able to beat an opponent of that calibre when I didn't perform very well and didn't have the best prep, man. So bring it on, you know, I'm 100% just now and feeling good in this training camp.
I think something I've spoken to with a few people, obviously, when you mentioned it, getting sort of knocked down, I don't think too many people probably could have complained if the ref had stopped it at that point. Like, you probably have to give props to Mark Goddard for sort of carrying on the fight and letting you sort of give you a chance to sort of get back into it, and you did, obviously.
Yeah, I guess that's why you know, a big promotion like Cage Warriors, they're able to have the best of the best in terms of referees, and like if you see how the fight unfolded after the punch that I took, you know, you can see it's a good call. And I actually saw Mark Goddard and I said, you know, cheers for you know, for keeping it going. Not like a kind of like you know, a backhanded job, you know, but you know, his experience paid off. You know, he asked me to. We had a conversation about it. He asked me to show that defend yourself. You know, I managed to get back to my closed guard, tie him up, and sweep him. You know, within me getting dropped, I think I got dropped, and then got him in my closed guard and swept him. Was back on top within 30 seconds. So you know, it was a good call from Mark Goddard. But yeah, if you had maybe an inexperienced referee, then they might have. Or less lenient, I don't know if that's the right word, referee, they might have stopped it. And I would have been heartbroken, but here we are, didn't happen.
Alright, for sure. I guess being on the floor sort of helps as well, because if you're standing up sometimes, if you have like a sort of a wobble after that, then that would be...
like a standing stoppage, I guess. Yeah, maybe that's a mistake from his point of view. If I was in his position, I probably would have stood them back up. You wouldn't want to get tangled up on the ground, because that gave me a bit of breathing space, to be honest, like you say. So yeah, man, it all happens that fast. It's hard to obviously in hindsight it's a good thing, but Yeah, like I said, here we are, man. We got that belt.
Yeah. What was it like to sort of get that belt? Obviously, you just looked and it just looked like unbelievable to sort of
Yeah.
be involved in.
You know what? The good thing about it was obviously it's weird because I remember years ago when I used to watch Cage Warriors before, because the Cage Warriors was a big thing a while back, and then they had a break, and then it like they had like a re-injection, I think. So I remember watching Cage Warriors back in the day. I think, these dudes are badasses, you know. And I never would have in a million years thought that I'd ever even compete on Cage Warriors, let alone be a world champion on it. Because before I took a few losses at amateur, because I think the mental side of my game was probably my weakest part of my game, to be honest. But now I see that as by far my strongest part of my game. You know, like my mental strength in the lead up to a fight, in the cage, and just in general, to be honest. So I think that was almost like a different person back there. I was like, nah, I could never win that. So it's kind of weird looking back and thinking about how I used to view things and like view myself compared to now, you know. And I think the thing is, like, you put people on a pedestal too much in terms of like potential opponents, then you beat them before you get in there. But they're all the same, you know. The guys at your top level, you know, they do a couple of things better, you know. Like a little like minor details and all that, just through like repetition and all that. But you know, I think if you believe in yourself, you put in the work, you can get anywhere, man. And it's worked for me. So yeah, it was. And one of the other big things about winning the belt, back to the question, was it was in Birmingham, and I grew up in Birmingham. I was born down in Stafford, and I grew up around Birmingham. So I've got a lot of mates down there, and all my professional career had been kind of like, we had like Wales, Liverpool, but the majority of it was in Scotland. So being able to it all went full circle. I started my amateur career in the West Midlands in Birmingham, and then like disappeared for like 7-8 years, and then didn't fight back there. And then 8 years later, I'm there fighting for the world title. You know, so it was class, man. And it meant a lot of my old mates who weren't able to travel up to watch me and support me fight previously were able to just come in and watch me get that belt, and it's just on my doorstep, man. So it was kind of like, you know, I don't want to get too into it, like it was kind of like destiny, but you know, it's kind of come full circle, got that belt, and it's not going nowhere. Here we go.
Had you enjoyed your night out afterwards?
Yeah, I probably should. I think the doctors told me to go and get checked up, but I was like, nah, fuck that, I'm away. You know, like I said, all my mates from down south I haven't seen in so long, and a lot of travelling support from up north as well. So we went out on the shot, and yeah, I had a concussion for a few days after that. But you know, I've done a lot of heavy sparring in my career, so I was like, nah, it's nothing I haven't had before. So yeah, it was too big an occasion to miss out on the celebration. So we hit it pretty hard. It was good.
You sort of touched on there, just the sort of the mental side of the game. When did you sort of realise that was something that you needed to work on, and how did you sort of work on it?
And yeah, I knew, like when I lost a couple of fights amateur, I was like, after every single loss I've ever had, I was like, yeah, that was crap. You know, that I should have beat that guy because I was better in the gym. You know, and it was obviously something happening in my head on the big stage that was letting me down. So I came away from MMA for a bit, and I went to amateur boxing, and I think this is when I moved up to Scotland, and I think I did quite well there. I built up a bit of confidence. I don't know if it's just a confidence thing, you know, once the ball starts rolling and you start getting the wins in, then, you know, it's almost like a domino effect. But there's just a few little differences to my game, like in the lead up to a fight, like how I carry myself, like in terms of like the posture I use. I'm laid back, like in general life, you know. But as soon as it's kind of like weigh-ins and all that, I'm different, you know, because that's kind of like that's my job, you know. It's me putting the food on the table for the family, you know. So I'm a bit different, almost like a different person when I, you know, as soon as I get to the venue wherever I'm fighting. The way I carry myself, my posture, the language I use, you know, it's always going to be positive. I don't leave any kind of like, there's no room for failure, you know. I don't even acknowledge the fact, even though it is a fight, you know, anything can happen, I guess. I'm like, you know, I just won't even like vocally say that, you know. I won't even think that. I won't even let any like doubt creep into my mind, you know. Because if you start saying stuff like that, and then you know, it can become a reality. You know, like, I don't know, the saying is, it's kind of like your thoughts become your actions. No, your thoughts become your words become your actions, and you know that defines you, man. So I'm a big believer on that. So yeah, that's why it's definitely my strongest part of my game now.
Yeah.
But I still work hard. You know, I don't just go around saying yeah I can beat anyone and don't work hard, man.
Yeah.
I put the work in. Yeah.
Obviously that fight, you had a few months since then. Now you're getting the fight against Nicolas Dalby. Excited for it?
Yeah, excited for it, man. Big scalp. It's going to be my ninth scalp as a professional. So, you know, the name, I'm excited about getting that kind of name. But like I said before, I don't put anyone on the pedestal. The fact he's been UFC doesn't bother me in the slightest. You know, I train with guys who fought for UFC titles and all that. You know, Darren Till, Leon Edwards and all that at the same weight. You know, and Nicolas Dalby's not gonna. The name Nicolas Dalby doesn't faze me in the slightest. You know, I know I can beat him. I know I'm gonna beat him. So yeah, I'm excited for it. He's got this interim title because they wanted me to defend it in March. I think it was February. But we were in the middle of building this place that we're in just now, HMAC, our new gym. So I kind of couldn't commit to a full training camp. So I just didn't do it. You know, I was kind of like, and he was in Denmark as well. I was kind of like, you know, he's defending my belt in his home country. I think they favour the Danes just now. I think they kind of like, because they've got a big fan base and all that. You see him leaning towards the Danish fighters just now a wee bit, but it's too bad I'm going to spoil the show when he comes out of London and gets spanked. Yeah, man, but it's a big scalp, you know, and I think this is the kind of name I need on my CV to get me to the UFC, and that was the dream from day one. It literally was a dream, like you said, but now it's becoming, it is a reality, you know, it's going to happen. So yeah, bring it on, man. We're like 11, 12 weeks out just now. I feel like I could fight just now. I was prepping for pullouts, UFC Prague, UFC London. That didn't happen, but you know, I'm prepped, you know, so I hope he doesn't think I've just been sitting on my arse all this time, man, because I've been training hard. But yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to be good.
Disappointed it's not in Scotland?
Yeah, man, that's crap. Like, you know, especially like I've had words like spoke to Cage Warriors before, and they said it was to do with like TV licenses, licensing and that. But now it's on UFC Fight Pass. Surely you should need a set of cameras, and it'll get streamed on UFC Fight Pass. We'll definitely sell the tickets between the likes of like me, Malone, Aiden Stephen, Paul McBain. You got a lot of big names coming through the ranks, you know, just the guys signed to Cage Warriors. So we definitely sell the tickets. So I've campaigned a bit for it, you know, Cage Warriors, yeah, I said a few things, probably not, probably won't be the top of Cage Warriors Christmas card list, but I tried, you know, it wasn't like I was thinking about like get like the Scottish fans, and almost like I wanted to get it set in Scotland for almost like the set that kind of like that hunting ground for the next level of guys coming up in the pro ranks. You know, your top level amateurs, your novice level pros, to give them kind of like a stage to perform on. Like a lot of Welsh guys have having shows in like Newport and Cardiff and all that. So don't think it'll happen in my time in Cage Warriors, but hopefully you like Malone and McBain, Aiden, Stephen, all that doing well. Then they'll be able to drag it up to Scotland, man, and you know, they'll be able to show everyone that we're just as good, if not better, than the rest of Britain.
Yeah, I think because obviously, like on top, obviously, are the sort of the main guys in Scotland doing shows, but sort of getting that probably more regular. Sort of like you get the UFC coming here once every.
Yeah, there was rumours of it being in June or July, wasn't UFC, but that didn't happen. Yeah, on top's your main one, isn't it? I guess. I don't know the thought process behind it, to be honest. You know, I know a lot of Cage Warriors, the kind of like Cage Warriors team and crew are based down in London, so like the logistics of getting up here maybe isn't ideal, but they've gone to Denmark and all that, you know, like halfway across. They used to get to like, was it Dubai or something like that? Yeah. So, you know, I don't see why not, man, but screw it, you know. Yeah. Smash that boy.
As you were sort of saying, he's been in the UFC before. It's probably a good name to sort of give you the stepping stone to prove yourself in the UFC, because I think he's sort of spoken about wanting to go back into the UFC as well. So for both of you, it's sort of a gateway fight, I guess.
That's it, high stakes fight, man. But that's where I'll thrive, and I think I think Alex Law looked pants in his fight, so he made Dalby look better than he is. Just plodding forward really. Then he had Philip Peter, who was out for like 3 or 4 years. Good for a round. Dalby got smashed for a round, then he gassed, because he'd been out that long. And then he fought some like 6'6" Italian that probably like a part-time taxi driver, man. So I'm a whole different kettle of fish, man. So he steps in with me. It's going to be different. I'm 8 fights undefeated just now. I don't know how to lose, man. He's accepted defeat 2 or 3 times. He's drew once. So he's been there. He's had moments in fights where he's been like, nah, I don't really want this. He's lost out in the scrambles, but that that won't happen to me, man. I'll win every single battle, and that's going to be the difference.
I was going to touch on, where do you think you sort of get the edge on him? But do you think that's sort of
a mental edge, 100% on anyone I'll ever face. I think I'll be stronger. I feel more physical than like all my opponents so far, and it'll be the same against Dalby. He's going to try. I think he'll try and keep it long, get his kicks off, and I can't see him phasing me too much. We've got some good kickers in the gym, so we're working on that. I don't mind. I'm going in with an MMA mindset. Wherever the fight goes, then I'll dominate the feet, on the cage, on the ground, wherever, man. Scrambles, everything. I'll be in his face, putting it on him, and he won't be able to use them pretty little kicks then. We'll see. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be good.
I think I've seen sort of through interviews, sort of probably since you were like 2 or 3-0, when you were saying UFC is my goal. Has that always been sort of the dream for you to sort of get into that?
Yeah, UFC has always been the goal and is still the goal. It would be a massive, nothing to do with money in the slightest. If it comes, but it'd be like a lifelong achievement, getting into the UFC, getting them black UFC gloves, man. I'll be like over the moon, man. It'll be words won't be able to describe it, because it's been a lot of sacrifice, miss out on a lot of things through my own choice in life, just because of the path I've chosen to go down. So it will mean a lot to me personally, and I've had the backing of a lot of good people in my life who've helped me get there, so thank you to all of them. And yeah, UFC's always been a goal. I've had a lot of offers from some big promotions, but I never got in it for money at the start. If I wanted the money, I would have stayed in the oil and gas industry, which I used to work in, so that money wasn't the main thing at the start. So the UFC is the prestige, it's the #1 promotion. That's where I want to get, and that's where I'm going to get, man. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to happen.
I was going to actually put it in the spot. I was going to say, if Bellator came knocking, would you go for them? But that's maybe answered the question.
Yeah, UFC is the main one for me. Yeah. UFC is the main one.
Have you ever had discussions with them at all about possibly
UFC
going on the show? Or,
yeah. My management, King's management, James and Brian Gallagher, they're quite close with like Sean Shelby and some of the UFC staff. So they're constantly putting my name in the mix, which is good. And kind of been told, unofficially, we take Dalby out, then that could seal the deal, So we'll see what happens, I guess. But I put my name forward for so much stuff. I'm constantly like, if there's a welterweight pull out, I'll take it. If there's a middleweight pull out, I'll take it. No matter who it was. So they know that I'm keen. I know Dana White probably doesn't even look at the European level shows, but I know he likes people who are keen and ready to go. So I'm hoping that by showing my willingness and my keenness and my availability, on top of beating Dalby, that should be enough. We'll see.
What I do with some people when I sort of first do recording with them is just talk about how they got into the sport originally. How did you sort of get into it?
It was a long time ago now. Well, my dad, it's been the family a bit, because my dad was quite a high level amateur boxer up in Scotland, up here, and my granddad, my dad's dad, he was a boxer, and he ran an amateur boxing club, Muirvoord Amateur Boxing Club, ABC. So it's kind of been in the blood, you know, and obviously it's just you know, it's one of these things, I guess. And when I lived down in the West Midlands near Birmingham, my mate told me about a martial arts club. It's probably quite a generic story, the same as every other fighter, to be honest. But cut a long story short, you know, my mate took me along to a club. It was Team Supreme at the start, and this Team Supreme was originally a combination of UTC and Pure MMA, which is now Team Cowboy Midlands. So we had Paul Taylor, who was in UFC there. There's Vaughan Lee, who was an ex-UFC guy. And obviously UTC had got likes of the Edwards brothers, Tim Wilde at UTC, you know. So I trained there for a long time. My mate stopped coming, and I carried on, and the rest is history. Really, the Team Supreme split up into UTC and Paul Taylor's Pure MMA. I went to Pure MMA. My coaches Dan Corbley and Paul Taylor, you know, gave me the kind of foundations to where I am today, training there. Then we moved up north because we've always had my mum and dad are Scottish. We've got like a family croft up here, so we moved up north about 6 years ago. There wasn't really much of an MMA scene, so I went to the amateur boxing for 2 years instead, and I was working off. Then I stopped the amateur boxing, stopped combat sports completely, worked offshore for 2 years, and I was sitting there doing nothing, and I was like, you know, the MMA is getting big right now. This is the time, around the same time as like the Conor McGregor era started like being real hot, you know. So I was like, you know, I didn't need to open an MMA club here. The oil and gas industry, you know, it's good money, but it's not what I wanted to do. It wasn't my passion. So I saved some cash, stopped doing the oil and gas stuff, and opened up an MMA club. And it's like one thing's led to another, man. We're in a big club today, and things are going good. Turned professional, and things have been, you know, one thing's led to another, man. I never really looked. Obviously, I've said like UFC was always my goal, but it's kind of like, I think any MMA fighter like, oh, UFC's my dream, you know. But it's the same as a footballer saying, oh, I want to play for Real Madrid and all that. It's kind of like, I said it, but I probably didn't believe it. And slowly, as the years and the fights have gone on, it's become I've been like, hold on a minute, you know, this is working. You know, I'm real close now, and I'm beating guys who I would have never thought, 5-6 years ago, that I would even be competing against, man. And I like I said, I still don't feel like I've even shown like 50% of my capabilities, especially in that last fight. You know, that was my toughest opponent. I think if I didn't get dropped against Paterno, then, you know, I would have cruised that fight. You know, I just switched off for a split second. He got a punch in, survived, got my composure back, and I think I won 4 rounds out of 5. Don't know how it was a split decision, but anyway, yeah, here we are, man, doing good. And that's us.
When you sort of said you came up here, did the boxing, and stopped for a bit, how come you stopped? Sort of just...
I think I actually, I don't know what it was. I had a bit of a weird one. The amateur boxing and the whole MMA thing's a bit weird. So I started amateur boxing, and I'd only had like 2 MMA fights at the time. And I went to the Scottish Novice Championships, and I won that. And then I got it stripped off me because they said you'd had 2 MMA fights. So there's a bit of a palaver with that. And then I wasn't allowed to compete in the intermediates. They were like, you got to go straight to the open class. And I had a few open class bouts and did alright, won some, lost some fights. And then went to the open championships. I didn't win that. You know, but these guys are quite good, you know, some of these open that was, like we were saying earlier, that was the same era that like Josh Taylor, John Dockett's and all that were competing. Scott Forrest was the main dude at my weight. So I kind of like did that, and then I kind of like, I think I just needed a job, to be honest. So I was kind of like, hold on a minute, I kind of like, it was amateur MMA, amateur boxing. There wasn't really any money, or kind of like kind of light at the end of the tunnel, you know. It's kind of like financially, so I needed some cash. I was working as a part-time lifeguard whilst I was doing a boxing, and then the opportunity to go offshore came up. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do that for a bit. So made some good money, and then I was, like I said, that was kind of like my passion. So the opportunity for the MMA club opened up, and here we are.
Yeah. When did you sort of start to realise that MMA could be sort of the way forward career-wise? And
I think I've been lucky up here because I always say we're the number one MMA club in the Highlands, but we're the only MMA club in the Highlands, you know. So I think that yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the locations. I'm kind of lucky with the location. Obviously, if I was down in London or Glasgow, I probably wouldn't be able to open up an MMA club when I did. But yeah, I think like I said, the fact that I'm the only one, you know, the business is good. We've got good coaches, you know. We're not kind of like we're still a good club. Yeah, it's not just because we're the only club, but you know, it's I was kind of like, oh, I'm making enough cash to get by here whilst doing my passion. Yeah, so it was like a dream come true, really. And this is going to be my bread and butter once I'm done competing as well. And it's allowed me to, you know, train and put in like full-time work and dedication, which a lot of fighters, amateur, even professional fighters, aren't able to do. Because your purses aren't enough to like you feed your family and that. So yeah, it's I was like, I'm in a good position here, you know. So we started off in a small club just down the road, and we've recently moved into this big club that we started off in January, and you know, things are only getting better and bigger, man. So I hope, you know, once I'm hoping, you know, not even hoping, once I beat Dalby, get in UFC, you know. You do one UFC, then whenever I retire, you know, I think that UFC name is going to be good for the club, and yeah, it'll be good for business, man. So yeah, so it's all worked out. I don't like I don't want to use the word destiny too much, but it's everything's fell into place. Yeah.
Yes, we just talked about there. Obviously, when you did move to the offshore, how long were you doing that for, and when was it you sort of realised that wasn't for you?
I was doing it for 2 years, and probably the last 6 months I realised it wasn't for me. But an old MMA club, Fusion MMA, which was the only club in Inverness before HMAC, closed down. So I think when it closed down, I was like, fuck, that's my chance, man. So I was like, you know what, let's make this happen now or never, you know. So I opened a doorway, opened an opportunity, and I went and got it. That was just sorted.
Did you always sort of think that you would want to own your place up here?
Nah, to be honest though, I didn't have much going for me in terms of like career-wise down south. And I moved up here and I was like, you know, what was going to happen, you know. I would never have planned for it, you know. I always had an interest in MMA, combat sports, but I never thought I'd actually run my own club, and a lot of things just fell into place. At the time, at the level I was at when I opened up a club, I think it was probably like the only place in like Great Britain that I could have opened up a club at that level, you know, just because it was in the back arse of nowhere, you know, and like no one really knew a lot, you know. So obviously I came from getting coached by Paul Taylor and all them lot down south. I think I was able to bring that skill set up here, and now it's kind of it's all spiraled out of control, and kind of like there's a load of absolute beasts up here now, you know. And between like me, my Muay Thai coach Mitchell Flett, you know, BJJ coach Ada McKenzie, and now our BJJ team, our MMA team, and our Muay Thai team is absolutely class. Like I said, Mitchell's just had one of the young lads in Bros Circuit who's just won the British ISKA title down in Sheffield, who's against a really highly touted prospect, you know, and he's only just turned 18, you know. So we got some killers in all different disciplines.
Were you nervous when you're making that sort of step from sort of a comfy life to?
Yeah, I was a wee bit. I don't know. Yeah, I think I always had the faith. I knew I could make it work. My ex-missus at the time, she was like, I don't know, you know, but obviously because of the security with the oil and gas and the money that you get, it's pretty hard to replicate that. But you know what, it's you know, life's for living, you know, so I think it's pretty hard to find a job which you enjoy, you know, and pays the bills. So I think I made a good choice in hindsight, and it's only getting better.
Yeah, when you're sort of talking about probably only in Inverness you could set up like you sort of like 10-15 minutes from the city centre, massive space.
Yeah.
You obviously got a team here that have come together nicely. Like,
yeah, class team.
Are you sort of surprised how quickly it's all sort of come together?
It has a bit, you know, because you know what, I coach at the club, but I've got you know, I'm a coach at the club, but I mean, I'd say my role's more running the club. We've got a lot of real good coaches, like I said, Mitchell Aiden with Jamie McDonald helping out, Cam Cheng. You've had a lot of guys help out of me, you know, it hasn't all been me. And I've kind of like, sometimes when I've been in the training camp, and maybe like 3 months in a training camp, and then I have my fighter come back a week later, and I'm kind of like, some young dude who's maybe like 15, he's just only been there a couple of months. I saw him when he first stepped in. A couple of months later, I see him, I watch him spar. You know, like, this dude's a fucking beast, you know. So they kind of like, they come under the radar, you know, and it's kind of all just slowly risen, and we've got a bunch of killers here now. Yeah. So yeah, it has been surprising, but I can't take all the credit for myself. You know, Mitchell actually had his own place, his own team. He worked team independent, and then he was at Inverness and Muay Thai for a bit. So me and him had a chat, and we merged together, and obviously it's iron sharpens iron. You know, we've got some good strikers in MMA who spar with the Thai guys. The Thai guys help the MMA guys out with their sparring as well. You know, and obviously Thai boxing, there's a lot of people who come just purely for the Thai boxing because it's almost easier to relate to because you can. You don't really have to overthink it. You just come in, smash some pads, and then go home if that's what you want to do, you know. As opposed to like if it's jiu-jitsu, and you kind of like, all right, we're working a spider guard or reverse De La Riva tonight. Everyone's like, what the? But you can't, you know, it's different. You know, they're both good, and both got their different appeals to different groups, you know. But it's like I said, I couldn't do it all on my own. Yeah, I've had some good help.
Sort of gives you, I know some fighters are kind of wondering what they do after their sort of careers finish, and obviously that's not anytime soon for yourself.
Yeah.
But is it good to have that sort of to keep your sort of your hand in it, your passion, and just?
Yeah, it's a good security. It's a safety net because I guess I've even spoke to like a few UFC fighters who are kind of like, fucking hell, you know what I'm gonna do after I'm done competing. You know, I think you get a good pay packet in the UFC. But you think about that, if that's got to last you like 10 years or something, like, you know, it probably gets stretched quite thin. So yeah, I've just been lucky, to be honest. I'm lucky to be in the position I'm in. So glad I've got this place. And you know, I think once, you know, like I said, I run the club just now. Once I'm done competing, whenever that is, I'll be able to help out more with coaching. But I'll have a lot of free times on my hands where I'm even thinking like through the day, where I'd usually be training, you know, I'd have a lot of free time on my hands, you know, where I could maybe even like pursue something else, you know, because I quite like, you know, up in the Highlands, got loads of outdoor stuff, you know, I don't think I get out in the outdoors enough, so I'd quite like to maybe see a bit more of the Highlands, which I've neglected a bit, and you know, who knows, there's a few funky things I wouldn't mind trying my hand in. Yeah.
You were sort of talking about earlier, obviously you know the Edwards brothers down there, and you go down there sort of sparring quite a bit.
Yeah, yeah, they're good, man. It's good down there.
So that must help you. Obviously they're doing pretty well for themselves, and
yeah,
both of you feel better.
So you won't feel sorry for their mum and dad getting in the middle of their arguments. Like, yeah, they're, you know what, Leon and Fabian are real cool dudes, man. It's down Team Renegade. Tom Breeze down there as well. Yeah, Edwards brothers are just really nice, you know. You kind of like if you're on the right side of them, their sounds, you know. I'd imagine they're not the same if you're on the wrong side of them, you know. But yeah, they both helped me out a lot. Done quite a lot with Fabian, who's up and coming ranks, and he's without a doubt going to be, you know, a massive like superstar name in the MMA. In a really near future. I think he almost is now, you know, Bellator are really getting behind him. Yeah. So I've learned some good stuff off Fabian. Leon's showed me some real good stuff. I'm going to do a lot of prep for him for this next fight, against Dalby. Tom Breeze has helped me out a lot as well. He's absolute wizard, you know, on the feet and on the ground, you know. So Team Renegade guys in general, all of them there have helped me out a lot. They've got I think they're one of the best teams in Britain. I recently went down and trained with Darren Till, which was good as well. You know, just to get the experience, and obviously I wanted to pull if there's a pull out in UFC London. So I'm kind of I'm glad that both gyms have been welcoming, Team Carbon, Team Renegade. I had a word with Leon and Darren before I went down there, obviously, because I wanted them potentially fighting each other. I said, I'll just go down. I'm a neutral gym. I get on with them all. Just get down to kind of like just better my skills. I want to train the best. So I gave them a heads up before to make sure it was alright. Because I didn't want to be like just kind of training and then I kind of like, hold on a minute, I could be fighting him. But they were both sound with it, professional, and they're all nice guys, man. So I had some good experience, and I'm going to utilise both of them for this next camp. I learnt a lot from them. I think training with them guys, Dalby's not going to be the same. So I'm used to training at that type of level, competing with them guys.
So you bumped into Dan Till up in this neck of the
Yeah, that was the most random thing ever. You know what? we were actually in here. It was on a Saturday night. My missus, she's like obsessed with Darren Till. Don't know what to make of that. She was like, showing me, I think it was on his Instagram story. She's like, Darren Till like checked in Inverness, and I was like, I must have like, we were saying like, there's an Inverness in America, so maybe he's over in America. So, but he was up doing like off-road and quad biking up here. And Saturday night, I was training on Sunday morning, so on Saturday night I was just sitting there, and I got a message from my mate Andrew Fraser, and it was a picture, and it was him, it was in Revolution in town with Darren Till, and I was like, fuck sake, it'd be well cool to meet him, and I was always debating just getting on the shot, just going to meet him, but I thought that'd be a bit weird.
Fancy running into you.
Yeah, exactly, that would be well creepy. So yeah, I didn't do that, thankfully. And then on Sunday, I was actually messaging him as soon as I knew he was in Inverness. I was like, "Oh, Darren, come and see our gym. We're all massive fans at my gym. We got a training session on Sunday morning." And he didn't get through to him, obviously, because he's probably got a lot of people messaging him. So we trained Sunday morning here. Darren Till wasn't there, but me and the team trained Sunday morning. And then on Sunday morning, I finished my session. I'm driving back home. Straight through the town centre on my way back, and I've kind of like, I was almost at a traffic light. I just looked to the side and I was like, just saw three lads with it like walking. One with a cheeser in the middle, and I was like, that's Darren Till, man, no way. Yeah. So I pulled over, stopped at some double yellows, and he probably thought it was well weird because he was walking to his Eastgate shopping centre, and I got out my car. Bit of a fanboy moment, and I was walking like to him. He was walking towards me with two of his mates, and I'm walking towards him, and I've got a massive cheese on my face, and he's probably like, "Who the fuck is this weirdo?" And then I was like, "Oh, damn, I'm a massive fan, man. I've been trying to get hold of you, to get some training in. Blah 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 blah. Can I get a picture? You got a picture of me. You just real cool dude, and I was like, next time you're up, get some training." He was like, yeah, he's going to be up quite a bit, man. So hopefully he's up here again, because I know a lot of the teammates, and I'd like to meet him, get some training session with him. Maybe even a seminar, who knows. But yeah, man, that was a pretty random one. But then I got chatting to him, and then through that, I went down and we started chatting a wee bit, and him and his coach Colin Heron down there let me train in their club, man. So yeah, that was good training. It's real heavy. It's a hardy gym down in Calban. You go in there, it's kind of like it's not like a prestige like it's like Americanized gyms. Everything's like all pearly white and all. It's just a hardy gym, hardy working class gym. You fight with dorms in there, and every session's hard, like heavy sparring, heavy wrestling, heavy Till hits like a fucking truck, man. So that it was good experience. I like that. Like I said earlier on the interview, I've done a lot of heavy sparring. I don't mind tasting a bit of blood. I know people are trying to get away from all that, but I like the gym, and I like Renegade a lot as well, man. So it's been a good past few months training, and I feel like I said, I feel good just now with all that preparation I've already had. I'm still 11, 12 weeks out, so I'm going to be an absolute animal come June 29th when I beat Dalby.
So we were talking sort of earlier about you want to get into UFC as one of your aims.
Yeah.
when you finish your sort of career, where ideally would you have liked to have got to?
You see, I know how my mindset's going to be already. As soon as I get to UFC, it's going to be good, man, because I'm just a small fish in a big pond again, man. There's no pressure on me. I'll get in there, and it doesn't matter who they put in front of me. You know, I'm going to approach them with the same mindset I have in my whole professional career. You know, and I'm in it to win it. You know, I'm never there to make it the numbers. So my goals are always goals. You know, the top, and there's no reason why not. You know, people might think, oh, what's he talking about? You know, but you get in there, and like I've said earlier in the interview, there's not a whole lot of difference between these guys. You know, you put in the drill, you get the self belief, you work hard. I think once you start competing with these guys, then you raise your level to that kind of level. You know, you used to it, you almost operate at a higher skill level. You know, so when I get there, I'm aiming to beat everyone and get to the top. And we'll take it as it comes, you know. And, like I said, with my career so far, I've kind of like I've kept my head down. I've believed big. I've like even said that, you know, I'm going to win the title and all that. The first couple of fights, I'll keep my head down, beat my first couple of opponents, and then I'll tell them what's up, man. I'm coming for the top, and we'll see, man. Yeah, it's not going to be long. I think it seems weird talking about it right now, but I think this time next year, I've had a couple of fights in the UFC, and then we'll be here talking again, and it'll be a reality.
Good stuff. I look forward to that.
Yep.
Listen, thanks for the chat, and best of luck in your camp.
Cheers, thanks for coming. Class, yeah, man. It's been a good one.